I wanted to bowl under pressure, and only when I do it, they'll start believing me. So it is very important for me to do it when I get it.
Biggest over you've ever bowled?
Yeah, definitely. And I was up for the challenge. I was, when after the 43rd over, I was telling myself I'm going to bowl the last over and I'm going to defend it. So I think I did it.
What happens at times like these? Some of the conversations that go on the field.
I think it was just about being mentally clear, not clouded mentally, and just wanted to execute the right balls. Just wanted to hit the hard lengths because it was reversing a bit. So I thought whatever I do, I should try and hit the stump as much as I can.
Your life's taking a strange course, isn't it? A batsman who bowls to bowling their death overs. What fun!
I think when you play for the country, you have to be ready to do whatever the team needs, and I always tell myself that I should keep working hard on all aspects of my game, and when the opportunity comes, I should be ready to grab it. So I work for that. So I was just, as I said earlier, I was just ready for it.
Enjoyed the time with the bat?
Yeah, definitely. I thought I was timing the ball well, and I was rotating the strike in the middle over. So I was confident of doing that, and I think we had a good partnership.
Right, we might have stolen your big moment. They're probably waiting for you in the change room, so I'll leave you for now.
Thank you so much.
Well, that was Vijay Shankar saying he was up to the challenge, and definitely wasn't he. Bowling 9 deliveries in the match, but the final 3 are the ones that counted the most. Picked up the wicket of first Stoinis leg before with the first ball of the 50th over, and then all clean up Adam Zampa to return figures of 2 for 15. And now, as we wait for the presentations, India have pulled off an 8-run victory over Australia. That is their 500th win in one-day internationals. So another historic moment for India to celebrate, successfully defending 250 as Australia were bowled out for 242 in 49.3 overs. Some good defiant batting by Marcus Stoinis went to naught as he was trapped leg before in the final over by Vijay Shankar. Nathan Lyon not out, 6 of 6 deliveries, and Zampa bowled by Shankar for 2 of just those 2 deliveries that he faced. Australia bowled out for 242, and India running away winners by 8 runs. We will take a short break and we'll be back with the presentations in a while. India have completed 500 ODI wins and they become only the second side in the world after Australia to complete 500 wins in one-day internationals. And what a way to do it. 250 to defend, and they did it successfully. Kuldeep Yadav had 3 wickets, Finch and then Glenn Maxwell and Pete Alex Carey were his victims, while 2 wickets for Jasprit Bumrah picked up wickets number 7 and 8, that's Nathan Coulter-Nile and Pat Cummins, while 2 wickets for Vijay Shankar as well, got the wicket of Marcus Stoinis, LBW, and then cleaned up Adam Zampa. And what a moment to get them as India ran away winners by 8 runs. And this is 33rd century by Virat Kohli in a winning cause. Coming up level with Sachin Tendulkar, but this was only the 40th century in ODIs by Virat Kohli, where the legend Sachin has 49 to his name, but both have had 33 centuries in the winning cause for India, and that certainly will hold the Indian captain, current Indian captain, in good stead, defending 250 at Jamtha. And the record is that in the 8 matches before this one, the teams chasing had won 6 and the team batting first only twice. But here, Vijay Shankar's last over, where Australia needed 11 of 6, proved to be real cliffhanger. Got the wickets of Stoinis and Adam Zampa to post an 8-run victory and go up 2-0 in the series. Next match will be played at Ranchi on the 8th of March. But certainly now the pressure squarely on the Australians, as they have to do all the catching up. They know that they cannot afford to lose at Ranchi, otherwise the series will be gone and India will take a winning 3-0 lead. Jasprit Bumrah does deserve a word of praise, because his 9th over, where he picked up 2 wickets, those of Coulter-Nile and Pat Cummins, drove Australia firmly back to the wall. And then his final 10th over, yielding just that 1 run, and that was even more pressure on the Australians. Marcus Stoinis tried to handle it, but then not every batsman in the world is a Mahendra Singh Dhoni who can soak in such pressure as only he can, and he has shown what a marvellous finisher he can be. Although today he had a golden duck, but nonetheless was very much part of the Indian think tank, as we are now heading down to the presentation area with the Indians definitely poised to pick up most of them. Harsha Bhogle it is with the presentation.
We've had some game of cricket. Can there be a greater spectacle than a wonderful cricket match? BCCI, I would like to thank all the sponsors of this Paytm India versus Australia ODI series. The title sponsor Paytm, team sponsor Oppo, kit sponsor Nike, and the official partners Hyundai, Pepsi and Jana Small Finance Bank. BCCI would also like to thank the VCA Vidarbha Cricket Association and all the other government organizations and those who are involved in the smooth conduct of the second ODI match, and dare I say this magnificent crowd that's turned up here like it always does. Now the presentation party, Mr. Anand Jaiswal, VCA President. In tune today, Papon from Pepsi, Mr. Ajay Parikh, who's President and Head Retail Finance Services at the Jana Small Finance Bank, and Mr. Nitin Mishra, who's the Senior Vice President of Paytm. But first of all, I'd like to invite Aaron Finch to come and have a chat with us. Aaron, if you don't mind. Aaron, must have been a difficult game to watch from the dugout.
Yeah, it was close. It was one of those games that you take it as deep as you can, hoping that you can get over the line at the end. I thought Marcus Stoinis played a terrific innings. Just wasn't to be. I think we'll learn a lot from that though.
Was there a stage when you thought, right, I think this game is ours?
Well, you never, in these conditions, you never think that, especially against a great Indian side. You always, you know that you have to play to the very last ball. You never take anything for granted in this game. So, no, I think the game ebbed and flowed the whole day. We had momentum, gave it back to them, and in the end, they got over the line.
Left a little too much for the last over, did you think?
No, I don't think so. I thought if Stoyne tries to take a risk early and gets out, then we're no chance at all. So I thought that he played it quite well. It's probably one of the times where he's batted really deep, and he'll learn a lot from that. And I think going forward with what we've got coming up over the next 5 or 6 months, I think that'll hold us in good stead going forward to show how we can take it as deep as we did, and in the future we'll get across the line.
You've got lots of well-wishers around the world. A few runs in the bank, must be feeling good.
Not enough. No, it would have been nice to kick on. It was okay to get a start, but again, starts don't win your games. We saw 30s and 40s from our side and 100 from their side. So that's a major difference in the game. I thought that we bowled pretty well in patches. Could have been better at times, but we bowled some great stuff as well. And it was just, Virat was a difference in the game, obviously. If one of our top order go through and get that 80 to 110, something like that, you win the game pretty comfortably, I think.
I was going to ask you about Virat, but you answered it. You've got 3 more games to go. Wish you well.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
Right, there you go, the very affable Aaron Finch, captain of Australia. Now can I invite Papon, who's representing Pepsi today, as I said in tune, to present the Pepsi Swag Star of the match, a cheque of $1 lakh and a trophy to Pat Cummins, who had a wonderful day today. 4 for 29, Pat, the wickets of Rohit Sharma, Jadeja, Kohli and Bumrah. You can't ask for more. Right now, can I invite Mr. Ajay Parikh from Jana Small Finance Bank to present the Jana Bankable Player of the Match with a cheque of $1 lakh and a trophy to Jasprit Bumrah. He just makes it happen, doesn't it? Ten overs, 2 for 29. It's interesting that it's a bankable player of the match. I think he's Virat Kohli's bank in the first place. Now trying to call Virat Kohli. But first he's got to meet Mr. Nitin Mishra, who will use the Paytm UPI money transfer to digitally transfer the prize money of $1 lakh and give the trophy to the man of the match. A 116 from 120 balls, 10 boundaries. The 40th one-day international century. Gee, Virat, do I talk about Virat the captain or Virat the batsman first? We'll go Virat the batsman. 40 hundreds, it's just like taking them over?
Well, when I walk into bat, if the situation gets difficult, I've got no choice but to just put my head down and bat through the innings. I'm totally exhausted right now, almost 100 overs in the field today. But yeah, I'm more proud of the second innings, to be honest. Look, first innings I had to get stuck in because we lost wickets in bunches. Me and Vijay Shankar had a really good partnership. I think he was batting outstandingly well. But unfortunate run out, and then those 2 wickets of Kedar and MS really put us back. So at that time I felt, anything over 250 will be challenging. 275 would be, very, very safe. But 250 and above would be challenging on this pitch.
Just like you to steer the conversation away from yourself. So let's talk about Vijay Shankar, someone who's we're seeing a lot more of these days. You even trusted him with the last over.
Well, yeah, I was thinking about 46th over, but again, I spoke to Rohit, I spoke to MS. Both of them said, might as well just take the game to the last over. If we bowl Shami and Bumrah and they get us a few wickets, we'll be right in the game. And exactly what happened. So, yeah, look, he was quite composed after having a first over like that on a slow pitch. He just put the ball in the right areas, and then he just asked the batsman to do the job after that. And yeah, he showed great composure with the bat, with the ball, and a good game for him.
I'm glad you said Rohit and MS. We watch from a distance, so we see what, we depend on what we see. We get the feeling there's a very close camaraderie between the 3 of you on what to do.
Yes, definitely. I keep bouncing things off both of them throughout the course of the innings, because both are experienced. I might miss a few things here and there, so it's always nice to speak to both the guys. Rohit's the vice captain, MS has been there for so long, so these guys watch the game very keenly and they understand what's going on and they can read the batter as well. And then you go and speak to the bowler also, so invariably all of them are on the same page, and that makes my job easier.
Your eyes are seeking Jasprit Bumrah, aren't they?
Yeah, he's a champion again. 2 wickets in an over, just turned the game around totally. And that's where he is right now. He's at the top of the rankings, and he's at the top of his game, and we're just so proud to have him in our team.
You mentioned the other day 99 for 4 was not a bad situation to test everybody. These close games must test a lot of you.
Yes, for sure. I mean, just to come through in these kind of games is giving us a lot of confidence. We don't want to be the dominant side that just dominates every game, and we don't know how to, scrap for a win or work hard for a win. I think it's very important to just look ugly at times, but still get across the line and earn a victory. Because there might be low totals in big games in the World Cup as well, and we need to show character to come back. We just can't give up and stand there and say, oh, it was too difficult, the other team played too well. We accept that on many days, but I think we'll fight till the end, and tonight was an example of that.
There's a feeling at some point you might be a bowler short. How do you get all these overs out of Kedar Jadhav? He just seems to deliver more and more.
Well, this kind of a pitch was tailor-made for him. He was even keen to bowl the last over, to be honest. I mean, he's confident about his skill. You saw that in the first game with the bat. It was really intense in the field. He was chirping throughout, encouraging the bowlers as well. And then he gives you 7 quality overs. So, it was just a complete overall game for us.
Yeah, it was a wonderful cricket match. Thank you for joining us. And 41-day hundreds. That was fantastic too.
Thank you. Yeah, it felt good. It's just a number, but as long as I can keep playing for India, I'm happy.
Try telling them it's just a number. It was a great day for them. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Cheers.
Right, there you are, Virat Kohli. Magnificent again with bat, and very good in his post-match presentation as well. Thank you very much. That's it from the presentation party.
Man of the match deserved by Virat Kohli, and certainly awards there for Jasprit Bumrah as well. Pat Cummins also picking up an award for his 4 for 29. We'll slip into a break, and we will just be back. What a contest and what a win for India. 8 runs short, that's what Australia were, and India go 2-0 ahead. Final over, bowled by Vijay Shankar, got him 2 wickets as well as India went over the finish line and certainly made Australia's first innings effort look not so bright, as 250 was what India could muster in the after being put into bat, and good attacking bowling from Pat Cummins fetched him figures of 4 for 29, but in the end all to no avail. And Chetan, it must be said that the batting once again revolved around only one man, Virat Kohli.
At times it can be a worrying proposition for India when that happens, because India rely on their top order for nearly 60% of their runs, and that's the statistic from the last 2 years since the 2017 Champions Trophy. So in that light, it was not surprising that again one of the top three had to stand up. But what was good was the fact that India's batting was fluid. Vijay Shankar could come up the order and played such a fluent knock that it spurred India on. And during that partnership, the run rate went high enough that they would get to 250, 260. Virat then took on the responsibility that it would never fall below that. Pat Cummins said that it was a par score, and it turned out to be that. And, well, Australia can hold their heads high. Marcus Stoinis, Peter Handscomb, Aaron Finch even, who's fighting poor form. What a game it was. What an innings it was from Australia. But yes, somebody has to lose, and they were unlucky to fall short today. We'll take a short break, and we'll come back with more on the other side.
So that is what we have from Nagpur. India running away 8-run winners against Australia to go 2-0 in the series. The next match will be played in Ranchi, the Jharkhand State Cricket Association ground, and there again you can expect a tough battle. It's not been easy for either team. The match started in rather hot conditions here in Nagpur, but the Indian batsmen under pressure in the beginning, but then came back strongly. And one must say, at 3 down for 75, India was looking in trouble.
Well, it was Virat Kohli at the crease to bail them out, and when he is at the crease, what more can you say? 40th ODI 100, and he's done it in some style, second only to the incomparable Sachin Tendulkar. Well, the debates will be raging all night, all day, and well into this year and maybe the next year as well, as Virat Kohli leads the Indian side into the World Cup. But in the end, on a difficult pitch, I would call it a difficult pitch because the spinners were getting some help. It was always two-paced. So on a difficult pitch, India did manage to get to a par score. again, apart from Virat, I'm full of praise for Vijay Shankar, not only for his composure with the bat, but also with the ball later on. And he spoke in the post-match conference that he wanted to make up for that expensive over. From Australia's point of view, of course, they fell short. I thought their batting is very fluid at this moment, and they're still searching for the right answers. India did exactly the same thing as Australia did in the first game, applying the brakes in the middle overs. But India's spinners just the bit better, not allowing Glenn Maxwell to score a few runs. He was out for just 4 of 18, building the pressure on Maxwell, choking the run rate in those middle overs. That was pivotal, and that is where India won the game.
Definitely India getting the little things right to pull off a 8-run victory and go 2-0 ahead. We will be back live from Ranchi, where the third one-day international will be played. That's the home of the former captain Mahendra Singh Dhoni, so you can imagine the excitement for that one. At the moment, with the news that India have won the second one-day international by 8 runs to go 2-0 ahead in the series, we'll bid you goodbye from Nagpur.
On path of setting new records. Another made history in the past. And now, one more time. These two teams will fight each other to prove their might. 2 T20s, 5 ODIs, Australia Tour of India. Don't miss live commentary with cricket experts on SportsFlashes Radio, the global audio broadcaster of BCCI. Tune in now to SportsFlashes Radio, the world's biggest sports radio channel. This is Sports Flashes live. Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel. Sports Flashes, everything about sports. This is Sports Flashes live.
Mika Häkkinen, the flying Finn from Helsinki, is on his last lap.